Lightning flashes, briefly revealing a serene village of nipa huts under swaying palms. Terror grips a child's face as they sprint towards the camera through the quiet night. Bare feet pound on the dirt road, a desperate race against unseen horrors. The child's frantic cry pierces the night. Shadows, they're coming. The village, once peaceful, now braces for an encroaching darkness. From the edge of the dark tree line, twisted shadows begin to crawl, their forms grotesque against the dim light. The sangrekos emerge, their eyes burning with an unnatural, menacing red glow. Silent and relentless, the figures advance, their ominous presence a direct threat to the village. The air crackles with unseen energy as they move, harbingers of a dark and terrible night. Sunset paints the sky as Flavio, a muscular blacksmith, stands silhouetted against the fiery horizon. With powerful strokes, Flavio hammers glowing steel, sparks erupting like miniature stars in the twilight. Each strike resonates with raw energy and precision, shaping the metal with practiced ease. Sweat glistens on his brow, a testament to the intense heat and physical exertion of his craft. Sunset paints the blacksmith hut in dim light as Flavio, muscles straining, hammers the glowing metal. Sparks flying. Lolo Bastio, his eyes filled with ancient wisdom, watches Flavio, leaning heavily on his wooden staff. Your strength is undeniable, Flavio, Lolo Bastio observes, his voice raspy with age and experience. True heroes are forged not just by muscle, but by the fire in their heart, Lolo Bastio warns, his gaze intense. Sunset paints the blacksmith hut in fiery hues. Flavio's booming laughter fills the air, a sound of carefree mirth. He dismisses Lolo Bastio's words with a wave of his hand. The forge glows, casting long shadows across the rough-hewn walls. Sparks fly as Flavio returns to his work, hammering metal. Lolo Bastio watches, a hint of concern in his eyes. Sunset bleeds through the gaps of the blacksmith's hut, painting the scene in hues of orange and gold. Lolo Bastio, etched with time and labor, stands resolute, hammering iron under the fading light. He pauses, hammer suspended midair, a flicker of unease crossing his face. A subtle shift in the wind carries a dark premonition, unsettling the tranquil sunset. The warm glow fades, replaced by the chilling sense of impending danger that only Lolo can perceive. Flickering torchlight illuminates the faces of the barangay council, etched with fear and resolve under the night sky. They stand shoulder to shoulder, a line of defense against the encroaching darkness, a desperate stand against the onslaught, their eyes reflecting defiance. The village center braces for the Sangrekos attack, shadows lengthening with the coming storm. Screams echo through the village as terrified faces reflect the Sangrekos' devastating arrival. Livestock scatter wildly, their panicked cries adding to the cacophony of destruction. Huts are smashed, reduced to splintered ruins under the Sangrekos' relentless assault. Dust and the sharp scent of fear fill the air, a testament to the village's ruin. Under the pale moonlight, Flavio enters the village center. Long shadows stretching like grasping claws. The air grows heavy with anticipation as the village holds its breath, awaiting the coming storm. Flavio stands firm. His weathered hands tighten around his trusty hammer, a beacon of defiance in the night. His eyes blaze with righteous anger, challenging the Sangrekos, his voice a thunderclap in the eerie silence. In the village center, darkness reigns as the Sangrekos emerge, their eyes burning with malevolent red fire. Their crimson eyes fixate on Flavio, a storm of dark intent gathering in their gaze. The air crackles with anticipation as the Sangrekos prepare to unleash their fury. A relentless assault begins, a whirlwind of shadows and rage descending upon Flavio. Flavio braces himself. The village night now a battleground between light and encroaching darkness. Under the dim village lights, Flavio moves with surprising speed. Claws slash, jaws snap, but Flavio's agility keeps him safe. The hammer handle becomes a blur, a weapon in his skilled hands. Each strike lands with brutal efficiency, smashing against monstrous jaws. The village square becomes a stage for a desperate, silent battle. Under the dim village lights, Flavio is pinned, the cold earth pressing against his back as a Sangreko towers over him. Rage twists the Sangreko's face into a mask of fury, his eyes burning with vengeful intent. The glint of steel flashes in the night as the Sangreko raises his weapon high, poised to strike. A moment of desperate tension hangs in the air. The fate of Flavio, balanced on the edge of a blade. Under a watchful moon, long shadows stretch across the deserted village center, an eerie silence amplifying the chilling wind. Silhouetted against the flickering torchlight, Sangreko appears, a harbinger of doom in the desolate square. His voice cuts through the night, laced with menace. Your time is short, Flavio. Sangreko seals Flavio's fate with grim certainty. You will never become the Panday. Death awaits you. A tremor shakes the village center, heralding a moment of stark fate. From the edge of the darkened forest, an intense silver light erupts. The ground vibrates as the surge intensifies, casting long shadows. The air crackles with unseen energy, a prelude to the strike. A silent anticipation hangs heavy as the light dominates the scene. The village is bathed in an ethereal glow, awaiting its destiny. In the village center, a sudden burst of light pierces the night, catching the Sangrekos off guard. Terror floods their eyes as they recoil, hissing in unison at the unexpected illumination. The light casts long, distorted shadows, amplifying their fear and vulnerability. Their unity is broken, each Sangreko struggling to shield themselves from the blinding radiance. Under a cloak of night, the Balit forest looms, ancient trees twisting into the darkness. Flavio, wounded yet resolute, pushes deeper into the woods, his silhouette a stark contrast against the dense foliage. Each step is a struggle, his limp a testament to battles fought, his determination unyielding. A beacon of light cuts through the oppressive dark, beckoning him forward with an irresistible allure. The forest breathes around him, a symphony of rustling leaves and unseen eyes watching his every move. Driven by hope and desperation, Flavio presses on, the light his only guide. In this treacherous realm, Flavio steps into a forest clearing, the air thick with anticipation and ancient secrets. His eyes fixate on a broken sword hilt, an artifact of forgotten battles and shattered legacies. The hilt levitates serenely above an ancient stone pedestal, defying gravity and logic. Molten energy pulses within the hilt, an eerie glow illuminating the silent trees. The forest watches, bathed in an otherworldly light. As magic stirs in the night, an invitation to power and peril, the broken hilt awaits a hand bold enough to claim it. Moonlight filters through the trees onto a forest clearing, casting long, eerie shadows. The shattered remains of a sword lie on the forest floor, a testament to a fierce battle. The blade is jagged and broken, the metal twisted, reflecting the devastation of the fight. The sword's broken state hints at a greater conflict, a silent narrative etched in steel. In the forest clearing, Flavio stares at the sword hilt, his face shadowed by the trees. The sword hilt pulsates with a soft, ethereal light. Dancing shadows flicker across Flavio's face. The ethereal glow illuminates the surrounding trees. Flavio's eyes widen, filled with curiosity and wonder. "What is this glowing sword hilt?" Flavio asks, his voice hushed. In the forest clearing, Lolo Bastio emerges, a figure of quiet strength, stepping from the shadows. His aged hands, weathered by time and battles, firmly grasp the hilt of a sword. Moonlight kisses the polished steel, revealing the legendary Espadang Bakal. The sword gleams, a symbol of heritage and duty, passed down through generations of Panday. The night air stills, as if holding its breath, in anticipation of the battles to come. The forest clearing is bathed in ethereal moonlight. Shadows dance like secrets among the ancient trees. A crackling fire casts a warm, flickering glow, highlighting the weathered face of Lolo Bastio. Lolo Bastio's expression is grave, his eyes reflecting the dancing flames and unspoken burdens. The air is thick with anticipation as Lolo Bastio begins to speak, his voice low but firm. The sword was last used by Flavio's ancestor. Lolo Bastio reveals, the words hanging heavy in the night. The fire pops and hisses, as if echoing the weight of history and the looming destiny ahead. In a forest clearing, a flashback begins, revealing Panday, a figure of strength, facing the monstrous warlord Malvaro. The clash intensifies as Panday and Malvaro lock in mortal combat, their power shaking the very trees around them. Malvaro's demonic eyes burn with hellish flames, casting an eerie glow upon the battlefield. Each strike from Panday is met with Malvaro's savage fury, a dance of light and shadow amidst the ancient trees, beneath a vast, starlit sky. The tranquil forest clearing is bathed in ethereal moonlight. Silhouetted against the moon's glow stands Lolo Bastio, his aged face a canvas of wisdom and sorrow. His voice, a low rumble, carries on the night wind, promising tales of old. Lolo Bastio, V.O. I will tell you how the sword was shattered. Lolo Bastio, V.O. and the last Panday disappeared after the final battle. Under a vast, starlit sky, Flavio and Lolo Bastio face each other in a forest clearing. The scent of pine hangs heavy in the night air. Campfire light flickers across their faces, casting long, dancing shadows that emphasize the tension between them. An owl hoots softly in the distance, a lonely sound that punctuates the gravity of the moment. Flavio's voice cuts through the night, a question filled with both fear and anticipation. Lolo, why me? His eyes search Lolo's, desperate for an answer. Why was I chosen to be the next Panday? In a forest clearing bathed in dappled moonlight, Lolo Bastio regards Flavio, wisdom etched into the lines of his ancient face. A gentle breeze whispers through the trees, carrying the scent of damp earth and pine, as anticipation fills the air. Lolo Bastio's gaze intensifies, a profound truth about to be unveiled in the quiet of the night. Flavio, you are the next Panday, Lolo Bastio declares, his voice resonating with the weight of destiny. The moonlight seems to focus on Flavio, the weight of Lolo Bastio's words hanging heavy in the still night air. The forest floor trembles, leaves and dirt scattering as an unseen force stirs beneath. A dark, swirling portal tears open the night sky, crackling with ominous energy. The air vibrates as the vortex widens, a gateway to an unknown, terrifying dimension. A disembodied voice booms from the swirling darkness, its power echoing through the trees. Darkness engulfs all, a palpable anticipation hanging heavy in the air. Unseen surfaces cloaked in shadow. A swirling vortex of raw energy dominates the void, its light painting the scene with an otherworldly glow. The portal shimmers, a gateway to the unknown, beckoning to a destiny yet to be written. Malvaro's voice echoes through the chamber, filled with triumph and dark ambition. I have found him, Malvaro proclaims, his words laced with a sinister glee. Flavio, the descendant of the Panday, is within my grasp. The portal pulses, sensing the impending confrontation. In the forest clearing, darkness looms, amplifying Flavio's mounting terror and simmering rage. Each rustle of leaves heightens Flavio's dread as Malvaro's presence hangs heavy in the air. Flavio's breath hitches, the sound swallowed by the night, his heart pounding in his chest. The forest seems to hold its breath, awaiting the inevitable confrontation. Flavio's eyes dart around, searching for the source of the disembodied voice. A chilling wind whispers through the trees, carrying Malvaro's name on its breath. In the inky blackness of a forest clearing, a faint, ethereal glow emanates from a shimmering portal. Flavio stands, silhouetted against the strange light, his figure tense with anticipation. He raises his voice, the sound echoing, challenging the darkness that surrounds him. "Malvaro, reveal yourself." Flavio's cry pierces the silent night. The shimmering portal pulses, reacting to Flavio's challenge. The trees stand like silent witnesses, their branches reaching like skeletal arms toward the sky. In a forest clearing under the cloak of night, a portal shimmers, casting eerie shadows on the ancient trees. From the swirling vortex, a massive arm of shadow lunges forth, a terrifying silhouette against the ethereal light. The shadowy arm claws toward Flavio. Flavio raises his sword, its radiant light pushing back against the encroaching darkness. The sword's light flares, a beacon of hope against the encroaching darkness. The shadowy arm recoils, repelled by the sword's holy aura, its grasp thwarted. Under the cloak of night, Lolo Bastio's intense gaze sweeps across the forest clearing, a silent alarm etched on his face. He points a trembling finger towards the broken hilt, a relic of a fierce battle, now resting on the forest floor. His voice cracks with urgency, cutting through the stillness of the night. "Flavio, grab the broken hilt immediately." Nervous, his eyes dart around. The surrounding trees feel like looming threats. Every rustle of leaves, every snap of a twig heightens Lolo Bastio's apprehension. In the dead of night, Flavio grasps the broken sword hilt, his knuckles white against the worn leather. Raw power surges through Flavio, unseen energy crackling around him like a gathering storm. A blinding flash of light erupts from the hilt, searing the darkness with its intensity. A deafening explosion rips through the forest, the shockwave throwing Flavio back. The air shimmers with residual energy, the scent of ozone hanging heavy in the aftermath. The forest clearing pulses with an unseen energy as the air itself seems to crackle with anticipation and raw power. Molten steel dances in the night, defying gravity as it begins to coalesce into a familiar shape. The silver blade of fire reforges itself, twisting and bending, its form unmistakable in the darkness. An inner heat emanates from the blade, casting eerie shadows that writhe and dance among the ancient trees. In a forest clearing, meteor sparks ignite the night, dancing like ethereal spirits around ancient, glowing runes. The air crackles with celestial energy, the very atmosphere infused with magic and otherworldly light. Flavio stands resolute at the heart of the clearing, a lone figure against the backdrop of cosmic wonder. He raises the reforging sword, its polished surface reflecting the celestial fire, mirroring the sky above. The sword pulses with power, an extension of Flavio's will, as he channels the meteor's raw essence. The runes intensify their glow, responding to the sword's call, weaving a protective circle around him. In the forest clearing, Flavio's scream pierces the night, raw and untamed, as the ancient sword awakens in his grasp. Power surges through him, an electric current that crackles in the air, visible and potent. His eyes ignite with a fierce silver light, casting eerie shadows that dance like spirits in the darkness. The forest watches, silent and still, as Flavio transforms, bound to the sword's ancient power. Under the cloak of night, the Sangrecos emerge, their forms dark silhouettes against the luminous moonlit sky. Their numbers have grown, a dark tide about to crash upon the unsuspecting village. A palpable sense of renewed ferocity emanates from them, a silent promise of impending chaos. They descend upon the village, their movements swift and predatory. The air crackles with an almost visible tension, the harbinger of a storm about to break. Screams echo through the night as the village is thrown into chaos. Terror grips the villagers as they flee their homes. The Sangrecos rampage, their figures a nightmare in the flickering light. Homes are destroyed, a testament to the Sangrecos' wrath. At the village entrance, Flavio arrives, his figure framed by the encroaching darkness. The wind rises, whipping around him, as if heralding his arrival with dramatic flair. His cloak swirls, shadows dance, and a soft, ethereal light emanates from his sword. The glowing sword casts an eerie illumination on the path ahead. Flavio exudes a newfound heroic aura, commanding attention with his mere presence. His arrival promises change, a beacon of hope in the village's silent night. Under the cloak of night, a lone figure emerges, standing firm against the backdrop of a quaint village. Flickering torchlight casts long dancing shadows that play around Flavio, the Panday. He stands defiantly, his presence commanding the night. His voice rises above the quiet village, a clear challenge ringing in the air. Flavio's expression is resolute, hinting at the strength within. "I am the one you seek," he declares, his words echoing in the night. "I am Flavio, the Panday." Under the cloak of night, an epic, anime-style battle unfolds in the village. Flavio, a whirlwind of motion, slashes through encroaching demons, his sword a silver dance in the moonlight. Steel sings against the darkness as Flavio battles, each strike a defiance against the encroaching evil. The village becomes a stage for Flavio's valor, his every move a stroke of light against the shadows. Under the cloak of night, a village becomes the stage for a spectral battle. Flavio's sword flashes, each strike igniting silver flames that dance in the darkness. The Sangrecos, creatures of shadow, face Flavio's radiant onslaught. Silver fire engulfs the night, a beacon of defiance against the encroaching darkness. Sparks erupt as the Sangrecos disintegrate, their forms fading into nothingness. The village, once threatened, now witnesses the fading echoes of a battle fought with light. Under the cloak of night, a village is threatened by monstrous terror. A massive sangreco lunges, its shadow engulfing Flavio. Flavio braces himself against the creature's earth-shaking assault. The village holds its breath, awaiting the clash of hero and beast. Under the cloak of night in the village, Flavio whirls, his blade catching the faint light. The steel ignites, a sudden flare against the darkness, signaling Flavio's readiness. He unleashes a powerful attack, a dance of might and fury. His shout pierces the night. Talas eng katarungan, justice cleave. The air crackles with energy as the attack peaks, a promise of swift justice. Shadows lengthen, and the village holds its breath, awaiting the blow. In the darkened village, Flavio raises the justice cleave, its polished surface gleaming under the dim moonlight. The blade descends, a swift, decisive arc, cutting through the monster's chest. A blinding explosion of light erupts, engulfing the scene in a radiant glow. The village is momentarily illuminated, the shadows dancing wildly as the monster falls. Under the cloak of night, a village holds its breath, all eyes fixed on a single figure. A collective gasp sweeps through the crowd as recognition dawns in their faces. Whispers carry on the wind. Flavio, the new Panday. Hope flickers in the darkness, ignited by the sight of their newfound champion. Flavio stands tall, a beacon of strength against the encroaching shadows. An ominous portal flickers in the night sky above the quiet village, casting long, eerie shadows that dance across the ancient stones. The shimmering rift pulses with dark energy, a tear, in reality, looming large against the starlit backdrop. From within the swirling chaos, a monstrous silhouette begins to materialize. Its form, both terrifying and colossal. Malvaro emerges, his towering figure a stark contrast to the humble dwellings below, a harbinger of impending doom. The village holds its breath, bathed in the otherworldly glow of the portal and the looming shadow of Malvaro's arrival. Arcane energy crackles, illuminating the portal's ominous glow. Malvaro looms, his eyes burning with dark intent, a promise of malice in his gaze. He towers over Flavio, an embodiment of impending doom and vengeful wrath. I promise you, Flavio, when I return, you will be the first I crush. Malvaro vows. The portal vanishes, leaving the village in an unnerving silence. Residual energy crackles in the air. Pale moonlight casts long, distorted shadows, en eerie, quiet, descend. Under the cold gaze of the moon, Flavio's hand tightens around his sword, knuckles bone white. He stands alone, a stark silhouette against the village torches. The flickering light dances across his face, etching determination into every line. Flavio prepares, a solitary bulwark against the looming return of Malvaro. As dawn breaks over the village, Flavio stands resolute, the rising sun casting long shadows behind him. Lolo Bastio gestures towards the awakening village, his weathered face a map of battles fought and wisdom gained. Flavio's hand grips his sword hilt, the cold steel, a stark reminder of the darkness he faces. You are now the protector of the entire town, not just a blacksmith, Lolo Bastio declares, his voice firm. Flavio's vow echoes with steely resolve. As long as I hold the blade, the darkness will not prevail. Flavio's vow